Listen. Yeah. Yes, God. Get that out of there.
Okay, so this is a little different. Hold on now, y'all. And there we go. Okay, so right now I'm actually doing this from StreamYard in portrait mode, which is interesting because I normally try to do it on my cell phone. But if you remember, the last time that I attempted to do a live stream via directly through YouTube, there were some technical difficulties. I ended up getting kicked from the live and wasn't even able to upload the video and receive the views to my channel or anything else like that. And unfortunately, with this platform, it has not been a very kind past 4 months, if you will. So I'm doing this through StreamYard right now. So it's going to be more stationary where I'm sort of here and I'm not able to move the phone around because I'm using my computer and the high def camera that I have. But yes, today is going to be a fun day in terms of just a long-winded conversation of many sorts as I give you the rundown of what happened this weekend, the incredible weekend I had. That was a lot of fun, a lot of things that I didn't think was going to happen this weekend, especially because I was broke. But ended up not having to spend $1, thank God, as the tickets were free. And then, of course, I was out and about with some people. And of course, I just need to give you what I can in terms of that, because I got a question that was asked for me from Aniki on Instagram about, Maddie, tell me you got videos and all that kind of stuff over the comedy show and getting to hang with Bob and Safira and all that good stuff. And I'm like, well, no, because we weren't allowed to film at the comedy club. And I wouldn't want to just be having my camera out and this, that, and the other when I'm backstage after their show, talking to them, or when me and Safira had dinner with other good friend who I love down. He just left last night. All that kind of good stuff. It's a little odd. So I'm going to just give you light story, of course, not deep down tease and whatever and all that kind of good stuff, just to explain the weekend. It was so much fun what Bob is doing on the road right now, and with their comedy show tour. Safira was opening for them, and just get into the giddy of how that happened and how it worked out and how I got there and all that stuff. And I sat in the front and got to watch the whole show. It was amazing. And yeah, I'm going to get into that, but I'm also going to talk about just things that are going to happen with this channel. As you know, we're literally in the middle of the year. It is December 15th. Happy birthday, John. Happy birthday to anybody else who's celebrating. But it's December 15th, and so we're almost done with 2025. Thank God. And we need to wrap a few things up here with me and you, of course, with this channel. But I do know that the panel and me have been talking, and I did ask for them to, they have some time. Let's get something together so that way we can really get into, sending some love to the rant pack and everybody who joined our show for the Sundays. As you know, the panel every Sunday, every other Sunday, was taking a pause, taking a break. It was a little too much for me, and there was a lot going on in the background for me where I just was trying to make sure that the show that I put together with my friends that I love doing so much wasn't going to turn into something that was very negative and not fun at all. So I wanted to make sure that this was placed and done very well and correctly, all that good stuff. Please forgive me. So make sure, because it's interesting, they want you to go on portrait mode on YouTube, but when I do through StreamYard, sometimes they do push back a tad bit. So share this video. If you see that I posted it on Twitter, make sure that you reshare that on your own platforms, as well as liking this video now that you're in here and all that good stuff. I am currently making some coffee right now, my second cup of joe of the day. So that way I can have a lot of energy to talk about everything that happened and this, that, and the other. I'm also going to be having my tip jar out because I am trying to raise some quintadas today. If you can tip in any sort of way possible, it would be mucho appreciated. If you can't, that's perfectly fine. But right now it is a little bit of a morning, I should say weekend that I'm having here. Didn't do really well with videos last week. And I actually, I saw some, I got to tell y'all what happened at JR's Saturday too. And it's going to just explain a couple of things with me. And I get where people come from, where the criticisms fall, especially with my channel and how I deal with things. And of course, my tip jar, all that kind of stuff. I've heard it all. But a lot of you know I've been on this like new journey of like really understanding myself and getting over a lot of hurdles of personal problems and childhood trauma and all that kind of stuff that I felt I was starting to bleed into not only my work with YouTube, but also my friendships and my family. And so, a lot of crashing outs happened this year, not gonna lie. And I took that as a, sign that, okay, Matt, we really got to get some help. And so we've been doing that. And that's why I feel like I'm more clear headed to talk about a lot of things that I want to discuss with you, or at least whenever I am reviewing a show, and even when I go on my little tangents of ADHD and me and all that stuff, I can drive back to the lane. I can get back on the road again, but also still accept that I am that person. I'm a talker. I'm a yapper. That's just who I'm going to be. You don't like it, okay? Like, I won't go deeper than that. It is what it is. But if you're watching this video, please make some noise. If you're in the live chat, don't just stare at me. But no, let me go get this coffee too real quick. Again, I got to be stationary right now, but hit up in the live chat right now. We're going to talk about it. Welcome to Dairy. I just finished the season. I just posted my reaction on Patreon. So if you are a Patreon subscriber, you have the entire series up to watch. I want to discuss that with you today. The Street Fighter teaser that dropped, with the cast that's included with this. I want to have a light conversation about that as well. Supergirl, there's a lot of new stuff that's around the corner. Here it comes. And I just want to have a conversation about the new things that are going to be happening going into 2026 with television, as well as shows that I'm covering, this and the other. Hot topics too included, because baby, the hot topics that I am going to talk about will not include specific tragedies that have taken place in the last 72 hours, if you will. To anybody who has been affected by any of the things that are taking place right now, I want to be very vague in terms of my words and how I'm using them right now, because I just know how YouTube can be sometimes about specific incidences in certain situations. But all the things that happened that I saw recently, with a lot going on at the university, at the beach, I'm trying to my best not to say exactly what they are, because I don't know how YouTube's going to handle that. But sending my love to anybody who was affected by that. We should not be going through any of the things that we are currently right now, and I think it's wild. How things have, the dominoes have been falling lately, and how people are just sort of content with that, and it shouldn't be that way, if you will. Needed this because your boy's clean this morning. Great. So hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Let me go get my coffee real quick so we can start this up. Again, if anybody can drop tips today, I am at a $50 goal today. If you can't, it's perfectly fine. Just you being here watching this live does count so much currently right now, as well as you leaving comments afterwards and in the live chat. But if you can, it's kind of a dire situation, because I may not be able to communicate with anybody for a while. But PayPal.me/Matty-Rants, Cash App $Matt924, and Venmo Matty-Rants. So let me get this coffee real quick. Y'all chop it up for a second, and then I'm going to talk about this weekend to start and get you into how did I get to the show? How is it possible we got there? All that kind of good stuff. What was the show like, in case you still want to see Bob on the road, or if you notice that Bob is in your town? Shout out to the rant pack I saw at the show. I was like, wait. First of all, one of my baby Bunny was there, so I was like, love to see her. I miss Butter. That's my baby. And shout out to Brianna. My sister was up there too, but I think they went to the 10 o'clock show. I was like, wait, was she at the 7? I think she was at the 10, but we'll talk about that. It was kind of a gag. And then I ended up going out and about. You know, I don't go out in Houston anymore. I do not go to the neighborhood, the streets. I'm an indoor cat now. I'm definitely past that point in my life of being out in the streets. I missed my friend's birthday the other day. Happy birthday, Joseph. I was beyond drained after that because I was also hosting my friend from out of town. And it was, again, my friend, I love him down. We are always on a mission when we're doing something because, like, he's a photographer and he's worked with a lot of the people who I, cover on particular shows. We always end up in certain events. He's, if he gets through the room, he's like, Matt, you're coming with. Same thing with me. If I ever get anything, it's like, okay, come. Like that's how we operate as friends, right? So we'll get there. But let me get my coffee real quick. And how you doing? I look out down. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna talk while I'm over here. It's gonna sound a little light, but I'm just trying to get the coffee together. Let me just get this coffee because I need a cup of Joe, and I'm doing the doobly right now. Okay, hold on. No, I'm gonna bring it all over there. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. I'm bringing the pot. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm bringing the pot over here, my sugar-free creamer. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on, Hannah. I'm sorry. Is my watch is dead. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. My watch is dead. That's why I was like, you did what? Oh, I'm so sorry, Hannah. I would have said something. Thank you oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Hannah. So we have already chopped through the gold today. Yeah, we already chopped through the gold today. So thank you, Hannah Pookie. Hold on. We got to edit it now. I'm going to edit it. Oh, we're going to hide her. We're going to edit her. Hi, Mamu. Oh, y'all ate. Okay, hold on. I got to put some dry food down because they ate the wet food like this morning. So now we're at 40. So we just need 40 now. Thank you, Hannah, for the love on the Venmo, baby. Thank you. Supporting. I appreciate you, Hannah. And I also saw your comment on Patreon. Thank you for enjoying that Welcome to Dairy series reactions with me. I had a good time watching it. That was a great. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I know some people are on the logic train, a chug-a-lug, choo-choo. We're gonna like break this down so we can make people not like a show with us and all that shit. But that show was fucking great. Welcome to Dairy. If you can't do scary, don't do it. I would never like force y'all through hell because that's what the show is. It's going to take you there. But if you're a fan of Stephen King, if you're a fan of horror genre movies and like very fantastical situations, I kid you not, that season finale, it did everything I needed it to do and then some. And we're going to talk about that today too. I'm not going to give spoilers because I know some people want to watch it, but definitely check it out on HBO Max. Shout out to HBO Max. I did at one point in time do stuff with them with We're Here. Shout out. Thank you, Bob. And the EP over there. Yeah. I cannot wait to talk about this comedy bit. And Bob shaded me so much in a good way because that's what people do when you're friends with folks. You gonna rib them. Bob got me so many times in the back, y'all. I think I'm funny. It's Roberta. Bob is hilarious. But no, I heard some stories from Bob. I'm not gonna tell you them because that's stuff. But Bob had people, visiting or I guess at the show that they knew. So it was fun sitting backstage and listening to some stories about Bob when they were kitten with a whip. I got to hear a lot about that. And oh my God, it was such a lovely time. And it was so much fun hearing stories and also getting to have dinner with Safira yesterday. Safira is that girl. That's my Libra. One of my favorite Libras to ever grace television. I was glad I got to give Safira her flowers in person, but also Safira, when I was mentioning me wanting to quit YouTube, she gave me a quick little, Matt, I needed to hear it. But yes, I'm gonna get to it. Hold on now. I'm doing too much. Okay, babe, let me look at my phone here. Look, so here's what we do. We got some Cafe Bustelo. Thank you, Dooley. Also, shout out to Dooley. We had some Dead by Daylight games this weekend when I had some time while my friend was here. And Me and Dooley were clearing. We lost maybe 3 out of the 11 or 12 games that we were playing. Oh, me and Dooley were eating. Whoever our teammates were too, we shout out to you because we were working with some great people, but I don't know what it was or who was online at the time, but me and Dooley were doing work. It was so much fun. Okay, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna get in this chat real quick. This is how I make my coffee in the morning. Get into that. Oh my god, let me know when you want to play, Madeline. I basically play Pokemon Legends ZA and DBD, and I just go back and forth from that right now. Like when I get bored with Pokemon, which did you see my thumbnail? My first shiny starter Pokemon that I have caught in this game, DLC wise, because I have a shiny Totodile, but I had a friend of mine give me that as a gift. That was the first one I caught. I was hunting for Mudkip, couldn't find it, and here come Treco. Y'all, I screamed. I was like, ah, because that was my starter. Like my second start, because I did Mudkip like the first try, and then I think I did Treco like the second run. And I like Treco. I enjoyed that evolution. We got to do this real slow. I need to get to the DLC. Would you like me to talk about the DLC today with you? And I also know that I tried to, or I attempted to show some of the footage of the DLC. I think I can get a little bit of it in today if I set up the camera right. Because I currently have the Switch right here, but I was playing last night. I fell asleep with it. You know how it is when you're just playing and it's like just knocking out. Okay. Cool beans. So let's get to the stories. Let me turn off this light over here and all that good stuff. I love how I'm pretending like I don't need my glasses because I don't have like everything in front of me here. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me get into the chat. Good afternoon. 30 plus of you here. Hit that like button. Madeline, it's always good to see you, my baby. Nine Tail, how you doing? I haven't been around. I graduated on Mystique. Congratulations. Do we have an applause meter? I need an applause. We need some sort of applause. We need an applause. I wish I could give you a big hug right now. Y'all, if y'all don't know this, I have met Ninetail Phoenix several times, okay? Including some of you in this chat here. And I was just letting you know, baby, every time I saw you, I was always like, that's my girl. That's my baby. Come on through. Give me huggy wugs. Like all of that stuff. Every time I saw you, I was always so happy to see you, my love. I am so proud of you. You've been with me forever, and I know this has been a journey, and you earned it, and you deserved it. Don't let nobody tell you different, okay? Walk that degree if you can. I know in these days that people say it don't mean nothing, but don't let them do you like that, okay? Okay? Don't let them do you like that. That's time that you put in. That's energy. Those are hard days. Those are easy days. Those are all the times that you needed, okay? And you did that. So I'm proud of you, Ninetail. Congratulations, okay? Because you're talking to somebody who, when I got to college, I was like, oh, bitch, I should have took a break after high school. I should have took a moment of like separation from school because college was not the experience for me. College was more of I found some of my forever people in college, and I also became comfortable with who I was in terms of my identity in college. That I will give college. College was when I was like, okay, I think I got it. I had to get my Chipotle bowl, Madeline. Your extra cheese, extra sour cream. Do not hate me. I despise sour cream. I despise it. I kind of want to change the angle of this camera too before we get into these stories, y'all. Hold on. And I see some tippy poos. I need to get to you. Hold on. Ew, this looks crazy. It looks crazy. Oh. Okay. Why are you turning? Don't turn that way. Okay. Oh. Wait. We had company. I have not cleaned since company has left. I have been tired. Turn, bitch. Okay, here we go. I needed to give down. Yeah, I was Give down? What does that mean? Oh my God. Help this boy. All right, we're gonna put this up. We're gonna brighten that. Yeah. And then I'm gonna make my seat. Can I rise? Ooh. Mm. In case you're wondering, I got to tell Bob that this is one of my favorite shirts to wear, and Bob was Bob said, and yes, Bob, I'm gonna do you like this, okay? Because I know you may be watching this. Hey, bitch! Shout out to Bob again. I appreciate you for subscribing to my Patreon too. Bob and Monet are the sibling. They're subscribed to the Patreon. So for those of you who are subscribed to my Patreon, you're sharing company with Roberta and Monet. Thank you for that, as well as subscribing and watching my channel. Safira kind of gagged me too when she repeated something I said back from a review, and I was like, yeah, I did say that. But shout out to all my love. Yeah, this weekend was crazy. Okay, I got my coffee. This is one of my favorite mugs. As a matter of fact, the friend who left is the one who sent this mug to me. The Moonbucks coffee is such a good cup. Okay, here we go. Kaboom. Is it Jolyn? I hope I got that right. Jolyn, thank you so much for the tippy poo on Venmo, my baby. I appreciate you. Okay, we knocking down we knocking this gold down. Okay. Oh, I think I think we good. All right. We have made goal already within 20 minutes of this video. And if you just want to drop a tippy poo after that, please and thank you. But I thank you all. Let me get everybody up. I'm not even done. I just finished reading. I said, oh well, we there. And now we come on. Thank you, David, on my Cash App. I appreciate you so much, my baby, today. Oh my Pookie. Oh, David, I want to give you a hug. I'm so sorry. Oh, David, I want to give you a hug. Okay, bad joke. Damn, I wish I could tell you one of Bob's jokes. Oh my God. Robert, I have not laughed that hard in a very long time. I thank you. I was over. And also, there was this one man that was there who was with his wife. He was beat red. Like every joke was landing with Bob. And then Bob started like kind of, when comedians like know who to play with in the audience. He got him a couple of times. I mean, it was hollering. I love seeing straight people watching queer folks as comedians, and it's not about like, you know what I mean? It's that we can all just be in the same room and enjoy each other, and like there's no we need to make this about you, we need to make this about like, nah, it's like just chill and let everything flow and just hear the stories. Like it was just great. I'm going to talk about also like the audience itself and like the kind of people that were there, because it was very different than what you would think. Like you're like, oh, it's all Drag Race people. No, boo. No, boo. No, honey. Bob and putting Safira into this too. She need to give herself that credit as well. They have done work where when people show up, it'd be like, who is this? Who is that? But also, Safira was a surprise because some people didn't know Safira was opening the show. So I got to see some reactions from the corner in the front of when people were like, and Safira's opening. And so this one girl was like, oh. I said, that's right. Come on, Safira. Okay, but listen, we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm sorry. I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much. Paulina, thank you so much, baby. I see you on my PayPal. Sending you love to you and your fair babies. Can't wait for you to start gaming on Twitch. Yes, for those on my Patreon, you got that announcement today. And I got the Bob Safira this weekend in general is what gave me kind of like the energy I needed to start doing some different things and to start following through on some stuff that I said. So yes, Maddie's Twitch is going to be a thing. We will be having weekly streams. It will be one on the weekend, one on the weekday, and we'll be doing Dead by Daylight to start. And we'll be working into others. I am working on getting a computer that I can actually stream from correctly. It will more than likely be a very used computer from a pawn shop, but I'm doing some research to find what I can get because I want to do my Nintendo streams because y'all know I play my Nintendo like nobody's business. So again, I was inspired this weekend because Bob is my age, like a little old, like a few months older than me. I was inspired this weekend. I didn't take this as like one of those like, oh, this is great. I'm paying attention to the room. I'm in the room and I'm paying attention. That's what I chose to do with my weekend with my friends. I didn't just go there like, oh, no, I'm paying attention because I'm seeing what it takes to operate sometimes, and also a lot of self-saboteur conversations were necessary. I needed it. Ooh, I had that. Thank you again, Saphira. She said, "Stop blocking your blessings, Maddie. Worrying about other people's opinions. Why are you looking for that? Why are you even reading it? Like, yeah, true. True. Why? Okay, so let me make sure I got everybody down. Thank you again for the tippy poos, everybody. I'm so happy we may go. Oh, goodness gracious. We are going to be all right. I'm going to go get cat food, too, because I need to get some. Yeah, I do need to get some cat food. I already got litter, though. That I got last night. Okay. How was your weekend is the title of this week's episode. And if you haven't figured this out already, I will be doing Monday lives from now on. Depending on my schedule, whenever I get like side jobs for work, I'll be doing Monday lives. Once I get a full time, we'll still figure this out, but I'll be doing one of these vertical streams a week, along with one live stream over a particular show, which will be Drag Race Season 18. Everything else will be edited reviews. And if I do go live again, it'll be on these levels of sort of these conversations. But for those of you who are wondering, I will be doing a It Welcome to Dairy edited review, wrapping up my thoughts on the season. I thought I said, did I not say your name? I thought I said your name. Oh, I didn't say Crash. I said Andrew. Wait, no, I didn't. I'm so sorry. Coming back. I thought I did. My bad. Thank you, Crash. The fact that I still remember your first screen name, even though you have like Wizard Nix right now, right? Hmm? The fact that I still remember. Thank you for not changing your picture. Speaking of which, to the young baby, not the baby, he's not a baby, but the young man who saw me at JR's, I told you to leave a comment in the comment section. You got your choice. You know what to do. I'm gonna talk about that because he doesn't know it, but his moment with me that night at 12 o'clock in the morning at a gay bar, and the words he said to me after I already literally just came from Bob and said, y'all don't know. When I meet y'all and y'all tell me some things, I receive it. I do not go, no, I receive what y'all tell me. And my friends were right there when it happened too, also listening to him talk to me about this. So again, it's confirmation of the sorts and then some. Thank you. I see you, Nine Tail. You done posted the live. That's the reshare. Thank you, my love. Ooh. Thank you. Thank you, my love. Thank you, my. Okay, just put it down, Matthew. My forehead is shiny and it is big, and that's all right. I low-key got red for that this weekend, and I wasn't even mad at it. I was like, well, you know what? I do got a big ass head. I've always had a big noggin. Don't let me turn to the side. That's why I'm hard at it. You see how big this is? No, I took it. It was all in love. It was because someone asked my age, and I was like, I'm no years old, and they're like, what? They're like, well, no, it's like his forehead is shiny, and because again, like skin. Oh yeah. I couldn't even be mad because I was like, yeah, it definitely is. Trust me, I know. I know. Trust me. Look, do you see yourself? It's those sacred drops. Oh, okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I was thinking it was a live on Instagram. That's all right. I'm before it. It's okay. Listen, people got big heads. It's okay. What you doing with that head? No, I'm just playing. No, let's not go there. Let's not do that today. No. Okay, Crash, you had a question. Let me answer this. Can I get the number of your friend with the dreads, sir? Oh, do you want to know who that is? You want the tea? You want some tea now? Okay, cool. That question kind of leads us into this weekend because that's a good friend of mine. Shout out to Dash. How you doing, Dash? You haven't. I thought I have shown pictures of me and him before. I've known Dash for a while. I knew Dash when I lived in LA. I knew Dash when he used to work for Eureka. Before she. Yeah. Yeah. So remember when y'all are like, Matt, how do you be? I ain't saying nothing, but all I know is I know. And that's all I'm going to give you. Oh, yes. Let me screenshot this and send that to him. I am cackling. Screenshot and send that to him. That's so funny. No, shout out to Dash. Someone tried to fight him at the club that we were at. I'm not even lying to you. Someone tried to fight him. I was so proud of Dash because he handled the situation very well. Literally called the man's bluff. We were at JR's after the Bob and Saphir, Bob's comedy show and Saphir's show, and we were at JR's. We were bar hopping at this point in time, and we found ourselves outside. This is after I walked past this dude with dreads that was mean mugging me for some reason. He looked like someone I used to talk to, but I was like, I don't know why anybody. I didn't leave nothing on no crazy note. So he may probably think I look like some other light skinned dude he used to mess with. That happens to me often. They get the lights confused. And I always end up being like, is your name Tim? No. Oh, I'm sorry. You look like someone who like da-da-da. I don't know what trauma these people have given you, but I am not a part of that. This is not the imitation of life. Please leave me be. I'm one of the light people who light skin folks that does not jump into the I'm better than you category. Please do not put me in there. My God. So so what happened was this dude and his girl, because there are straight people that come to the gay club, was barreling through the patio back for JR's. There's like a bar back there, and there's like this nice little seating area. They've changed JR's a lot. I've been there since like back in 2003, so I've seen it like grow, right? So in the back area, it's a bar, it's a little seating lounge area, picnic tables, all that kind of stuff. Going into JR's itself, the club, where they normally do karaoke, which is what was happening that night. Past that pool table area in the front, sometimes go-go boys, drag shows, whatever. I'm giving you the picture for JR's. So we're at the patio and we're closest to the door, but we're still on the side where there is a sidebar. There's a built-in bar and there's like a standalone one where it's like easy cocktails, beers, seltzers, whatever. This guy, and I saw it happen, but I wasn't affected by it. So that's why I didn't really give nothing. But Dash is on the outer edge of me. It's Dash, David, me, Jeff, Troy, because my friends also came out to like hang with us after the show and everything, because we went to a drag show. Shout out to Roxanne over there at Barcode. So we're sitting there drinking our drinks, because again, y'all don't know I don't drink no more unless I go out with friends. When I'm at home, if I even go out to no, it's not. So I'm having a peach Bellini, frozen peach Bellini, just sitting there, whatever. We're talking just about everything, as people do, you're socializing, whatnot. Somebody even that David knew popped up. It was like, oh, hey, you're in town. Oh, hey, how's it going? All that kind of stuff, right? This guy and this girl, he starts He's shoulder checking people. Not saying a word. I'm talking like hitting hoes hard. To the point where one guy had to come by our group to talk about it after it happened because that's how bad it was. He was literally just barreling through people. When he got to Dash, that's when that stopped. When he got to Dash, that's when that ceased because Dash clocked it and was like, what's your fucking problem? I kid you not, because this is when I started to hear everything. I hear this man say, "What's good, blood? You ain't about that blood?" What does this man look like? White, about 5'8", 120 something pounds, soaking fucking wet. Clothes don't fit, socks dirty, shoes the fuck, hair nasty, ugly. I look at this girl, a fool, head to toe, badly built, poorly made, wrong story, end of chapter, silence. And then I look back at him again to be like, he said blood, right? That came out like that, right? He not talking about family, no. He's talking about sets. You talking about gang shit. I said, oh. As somebody who used to date somebody who was affiliated with that, and this is true, and you're saying blood for that matter, I'm over here like, so this is about to be something because now you throwing up whatever in a gay bar, which is wild to me. Mind you, don't let it fool you. Do not let it fool you. There are some punks out there who do bang, right? And I can tell there was one in particular who I know from my long past. I was like, we grew up together. Don't hang like that. But he was there. I watched him staring at him too. I said, I know if that boy say where he from and he throw a setup right now and it happens right now, that man's gonna clear and goop him. Didn't happen because he was not affiliated with no gang. He wasn't gang anything. He gang nothing. I was like, treetops, Pyrus, what is like that was me. I'm thinking to myself, what is he about to throw up? Because what you mean? And why are you doing over here at JR's Bar and Grill in Montrose? Dash, like you see, is a brother. And I'm thinking to myself, this man just starting to say whatever because he in front of him. So this would Dash do. The guy talking his shit or whatever, the girl is pulling him or not. Dash walked over there. Like, I'm going to talk to you over here now because clearly you're not going to do this in front of my people. Thank you, Dash. Because I was about to get involved if that had happened. You already know I like to fight. So here's me. I was like, who is around that dude? That the first thing I thought of, y'all. I was like, I haven't hit nobody in a minute. It would be a good way to get some rage. A little bit of my frustration. I was really over there like, okay. But then in my Libra balance went, Matt, what if this guy is mentally not well? What if he does have something like a firearm on him and they didn't check him before they came in, even though they're supposed to do that? This could be multiple choice situations. So I'm telling my friends, especially my friend David, because my friend came out here to visit. And this is like one of his first experiences in Houston he's been to Houston before, but it's like first time he's like seen somebody like fight like this. Like, what the fuck? And I'm telling him, we just need to see what the boy do. Because right now he could be on some real shit and that pocket is heavy. Or he just talking and he about to get clown. But I'm over there like on a wait and see. I'm also like, I'm looking for the friends because it can't be just you and your girl up in here and you talking about blood, this and blood. There's no way. It's just you and her and you want to throw stuff. No way. So I'm looking for the friends. Like, who am I going to tag? And I'm watching Dash talk to him. And it's so funny because Dash like, do something. Do it right here. Come on, let's go. What you want? What you want to do? You, blood. You ain't about. He never once threw up a set. He never once threw his hand. Nothing. No sets claim. Nothing. He just kept on saying that over and over again, trying to intimidate Dash. Dash is like literally like looking over him, like, okay, all right, we'll do something. We'll do something then. And here's what my favorite part about this was: where is security? Nowhere, because it is handled. Who is watching the situation? All of us, because we could see this dude is literally trying to go through some punk club and act like they big energy. It was some wild ass shit, and this girl is embarrassed. Like everything about it was so tragic. Everything about it was so tragic. The dude walks off all huff, all that kind of bullshit. Didn't do nothing after all that talking. What, all that, and we're just sitting there. All right, back to our scheduled programs. Like, what was that about? Man, wasn't about shit. Shout out to the this guy who came up to us, looking good in your 50s, sir, by the way. I know you had a couple cocktails, that's why you was feeling your shit, but you did look good for your 50s pop. I saw that. Go, the gym membership is working. But he's a police officer, this white guy. And he came up to us and told us, because apparently he was one of the first people that got like shoulder checked. He was about to come over there and arrest this man. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, he's like, I literally, all I got to do is make one phone call and that man's life would have been wrapped. And he was like, and I was about to do it, but then Dash handled the situation. So if anything, Dash talking to him and having that whole, what are you about to do moment saved his ass from possibly a night, a weekend, a week, 2 weeks, whatever the case may have been, in jail, because he technically assaulted an officer that was off duty. Is that not wild? Is that not wild? I was like, so many things could have happened tonight in one little blow. And because he gave that man that much, he said, okay, let me call you out. Let me call your bluff. Let me call your bluff. I was like, good stuff. Good stuff right there. And mind you, I'm with my friend Jeff with a G. Y'all know Jeff. Troy, the people I'm on my vacation. We're all sitting there just watching this like, okay. But me being me, because I like to fight. Let's see if he had a gun first. Because if he don't got no gun, we could do something. That was all I was thinking about. Like, oh my God, this is about to be ugly. This is about to be ugly. I wanted to get out some frustrations. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, ooh, I can get out some frustrations in this one. Boop, boop, boop. But no, that did not happen. We ended up closing out the night. But it's so funny. I had to get that story out first because Crash asked the question about who was my friend with the dreads. And that leads us into the story about how I got to the comedy show and dinner with Saphir. So here we go. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Become part of this Rant Pack family. All my links are in my about section, and I do reactions to everything I cover on here, plus some exclusive stuff on Patreon for as low as $1. If you want to throw me any love, please PayPal.me/Matty-Rants, Cash App @Matt924, and Venmo-Rants. Bob said something funny. Because Bob was like, what were we talking about? Well, I'm not going to tell you what we were talking about, but Bob mentioned the Akira and Silky drama online. Because Bob was like, did you see that? And I don't know why I forgot about that, y'all. Because I was like, nah. And this is Bob. I'm sorry. The Matty-Rants doesn't know about the drama between. And I was like, wait, what? Then when Bob mentioned the TV, I was like, oh. Boom! I totally remember that. I couldn't believe I forgot all about that. But we were talking about like online stuff, and it was just sort of like random things, like people beefing and stuff like that, and then mentioned like, "Hey, wasn't that crazy?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that was crazy. What happened? I don't know what happened with that. I'm hoping they solved it because Akira and Silky were cool, but that's also none of my business. But then again, they posted about it, so it made it kind of our business. But in reality, it's none of our business because that's between those two people. Yeah. Okay. Mamu's eating down over here, y'all. Okay, let's talk about it. So I got told about this a couple of weeks ago, but my friend was going to be stopping in town. He's traveling, right now, and he's, going place seeing his friends and people that he loves and people he wants to spend some time with. Because my friend is also now overseas, and has moved out of the country. So they come back into the States and, work as well as see friends, this, that, and the other. And this is also the same person who I was staying with a couple of times, most of the majority of the time I was living out there in Los Angeles. So we have history. That's my boy, right? So he told me that Bob was coming into town and was doing a comedy show and was like, do you want to go? And I'm like, absolutely. He's like, okay, well, we can definitely go. I'm like, ask Bob if it's cool. Like if you and I, Dash and because we all know Bob, in one capacity or the other. So Bob was like, yeah, put him on the list. We're good. So we were on the list. Lovely. Thank you again, Bob, for that. Because I really wanted to go see the show. And it was a sold out show. It was one more time. It was a sold out show. Sold out. I went to the Saturday. There was a Thursday, there was a Friday, and there was a Saturday. It was like 2 shows. So like a 7 and then a 9 or a 10, something like that. Sold out. Packed. I was like, oh my God. It was kind of hype because I was like, all right, Bob, whatever. Because last time I saw Bob perform for any comedy special, it was the one that was taped at Caroline's in New York City during DragCon weekend. And it was the last DragCon they had in New York. Gag. And Caroline's isn't even there anymore. And I just found this out. They were talking about it. And I'm like, what? So I kind of feel honored to have at least been in that place before, because I've seen it so many times for like comedy specials and up and coming comedians, as well as like main shows being done there. So I was like, I saw Mateo Lane and Bob the Drag Queen at Caroline's for that special. And now I can say I saw Bob and Saphira at the Punchline out here in Houston. So anywho, we get there early. All right. Dash and David, David just came in town, like literally flew in, came over, decompressed a second, change clothes. We got to go in downtown, find parking, which is like so hard to do. We ended up having to go into a garage and pay like $20, which is, I hate downtown Houston for that, but we needed to be good because Dash got a nice car. And it was like, nah, we're not parking this on the street. So we get to the Punchline. There's already a line forming, a long line at that, an hour before the show, and we were told to get there early. So for me, I'm like, if we're on the list, we don't have to sit here, but also let's make sure we do this correctly so we're not just walking in like, because we're also representing Bob and we're not trying to be rude, and we need to be as professional as possible. Nothing is guaranteed, nothing is given. You always walk with grace and you have some sort of like, thank you, and sure, some sort of niceness when you walk, right? You get more flies with honey. Is that what they say? I forget. But no, I saw someone who worked there because we were in line. I said, David, go talk to him. I bet you money that's who you need to speak to. And again, my friend would have been on it, but like he also has to work this event. He's doing photos for Bob. He was recording for them. He was taking backstage stuff. You may end up seeing some of those photos on social media later, but my friend was working this event too. So he talks to the guy. He's like, oh yeah, y'all on the list, come on through. They put me up front, not in the front where I'm like one of the people who's like looking at the stage, but there's a side area where there are tables that are high tables, and they got us in the first table. Now, the thing is that they're like, hey, it's a sold out show, and depending on who's coming here, y'all may need to move directly to the back. But the thing is that whoever didn't come on time, they came like an hour into the show. So it would be like, why would you move us to the back then if that's the case, since we were like basically friends and family that were there to watch the show? So I didn't have to move, which was perfectly fine. We were going to move if we had to, but in reality, it was like, well, the show's been started. Why would we do that? So whoever comes. And to be honest with you, the ladies who sat behind us, shout out to you. Y'all were lovely. I know you were happy to get the back because you were able to eat off the table, because like they didn't tell folks how big some of the portions were for the food. Shout out to the Punchline though. The food was great. Drinks were great too. they were giving people like plates. And the little tables are small. And I'm thinking to myself, you should have told them what that portion size was. So I'm thinking to myself, they got lucky by being behind me where they could actually access the table. And I'm not no rude person. All the stuff that I had, because I was drinking water, moved all my stuff off that table. I was like, ooh, no. Y'all get your space. Because if I wanted to eat, I need to sit here and eat. But anywho, outside of that, we got there early. We got our seats. We waited. David started working. And then I watched Saphira come in. So she's fully beat, pads on, walking in. And we're like, hey, Saphira, this is Saphira. Hey. Real quick. Hey. Pushes fast. So anywho, the show starts. Saphira opens with a 15-minute opener to set Bob up. It was a good time. Saphira had a great set. It's some good jokes too. Really love Saphira's set, but she's definitely a Libra where sometimes we get in here because we were talking about it. She's like, I don't know if I like that. I was like, no, you did good, sister. Like, I love to see that side of someone who I feel is a professional and respect for, but also is human too, and just has those moments of like, we're gonna worry, but we're gonna push. I had a moment of thinking, but you know what? Move on. We moving through. But she did good. It was a great opener, honestly. I was cackling. Bob gets in there, y'all. I'm not going to tell you the whole show because it's new material one. So if you go to Bob shows like that, I do not want to ruin shit for you. Even though I found out the second show got different stuff. Saphira told me. I was like, wait, what? I was almost mad we didn't stay. Because no, Bob is good at what they do, baby. I will go to war if someone ever said Bob isn't funny. Do you understand me? I'd have to slap the taste out of somebody's mouth over that man. Understand me? Excuse me, over they, them. Words, my mouth. Anywho, I was in tears at several points in the show. Some of the jokes were just beyond. And also, as a millennial, Bob, I appreciated the full set. Such good jokes. Lots of topical conversations, including stories too. Bob is really good at what they do. And you can tell they've like honed their craft. And what's interesting, and I didn't get to say this to them, but I did give Coots and we talked and all that stuff. But like, I've watched Bob's comedy specials on YouTube when they weren't comedy specials and it was just Bob doing stand-up somewhere. Okay. To then have all those moments of watching those comedy specials. And I got my first chance to see them at Caroline's during that drag con. And I got to see that form of Bob. To now seeing them, that was a couple years ago. To seeing them now do it, and I'm telling you, it's even better. I really think Bob is. Please go on tour like Bianca around the world, whatever the case may be, whatever Bob wants to do. I'm always going to support Roberta, but it was a great show. Bob had conservatives hollering. The room was full of people from different shows that support Bob, and even people who just wanted to see comedy, that respect Bob as just a comedian, even outside of drag. Do you understand me? So like, it wasn't just, a whole bunch of people from Drag Race that are fans there to go watch Bob do comedy. I'm watching people who watch Bob on Traders, We're Here, who have seen their stand-up, who, have invested some time or found them via online, maybe on social, y'all, and folks that also have had history with Bob that were there to support. It was beautiful, but it was also so, because again, the angle I was at, I could see everybody that was in the room that was watching the show. And moments I'm taking away from Bob, I'm looking at everyone. That room was lit. Even people who may not want it to laugh out loud. Yeah, you cacking, you giggling over there. It's giving. And it was so much fun to see. And I love the power of comedy. I love the power of laughter. And like, receiving that and not taking it in. It was such a good show, but I do not want to spoil it. If you get to go see Bob next time they're in town, I'm there. That's all I'm gonna say. Next time they're in town, I am immediately coming back. Absolutely. And shout out to the Punchline. It was great service. Shout out to Jay. She was taking care of us. Lovely, lovely, beautiful too. Also just enjoyed, they had like a cocktail menu that was like Bob related. So it was like purse first drinks and all that kind of stuff. It was cute. But yeah, just the staff in general, the, you know, way the place is laid out and set up. It's very cool, very nice. And I'd like to go back again and see some comedy specials. They actually had some people who were going to be there that I was like, oh, I might have to come back for this. But yeah, the Punchline was good. I'd recommend it if you're out in Houston or if you're traveling or you see like a show with somebody that you want to go see and you're like, oh, it's at the Punchline. Maddie talked about that. It's a very cute venue and the food was good. It was not bad at all. I know it because my friend ordered a dessert. Mm. But no, Bob was kind enough to let us come backstage. And so we got to go backstage where it was this cool vinyl collection and record player. And, you know, Bob was telling stories and somebody Bob used to like live with, I think even went to school with. She was so lovely. You know, her and her husband were there and then other folks, I forget the two, I forget their names. Oh, Matt, but they were childhood friends who lived across the street who also work in da da da. I can't remember. I'm trying to lock it in because this weekend was crazy. But they were so sweet and lovely too. And everybody was just vibing. And so we were just backstage, David, Dash, myself, them, Bob, and Saphira. And we were just shooting the shit. And just having fun. And, you know, me and Bob was cacking back on a couple of things. But I love Bob. I'm gonna support them till the day I die. That's somebody who I respect, but also somebody like who is in my age group who I see is doing their thing, and it makes me want to move. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make me want to stand still. It makes me want to get up and be like, yeah, I need to like hop on my stuff too. I need to continue pushing forward because Bob has really been working and doing the do. So all my love to Bob. But it was a lovely time. And then the following day, because I think Bob had to leave that night. Yeah, or that morning. Saphira was still in town, and then my friend had to leave that evening. So Saphira like came to my side of town, and we ended up going out to eat. So I got to have my little dinner with Saphira. Thank you, Saphira, for the dinner too. It was lovely. We went to BB's, which is a Cajun place out here in Houston. It's like New Orleans and like Southern food cuisine and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, Saphira, we had a good little time at the table with Saphira. Yes, I did get to ask some things. No, I will not tell you what I got to get. Yes, I got things that are considered tea. No, I will never share it with you. Was it stuff I wanted to hear? Yes. Did she validate a whole lot of things? Yes. Do I now know she fully watched my review on the finale? Yep, because I was like, Saphira, now you know I felt you should have won the season, especially with the best track record. She goes, well, that's not what you said on your last review. If I recall, Maddie, you said something about, oh no, the teeth. I was like, okay, well, yes, I did. And I don't take that back because yes, I was like, oh no, we're going to be a vampire. However, I said, sister, it was when the camera started to focus on one over the other. I was like, yeah, that's when we knew. I was like, oh no, we knew. We knew something was up when that had happened. No, she cacked the Madeline. Thank you for using my vernacular there. That's how I know you family. Cacked the fuck out of me. Bob did too at one point. I said something on the lines, me too. Bob said, oh, wait a minute. And then I forgot, Bob got up about, we were just play fighting, but me and Bob were play fighting over stuff. I forgot what it was. David has to tell me what it is. I forget. We were play fighting over something stupid. Something where it was like, oh, what you about to tell me? Saphira did talk a little bit about the hocus pocus thing. A little tad bit about that. She enjoyed that. But no, I did talk to her about her season a little bit. And she did tell me some things that she, like how that flower dress worked out and how it came together. I was so happy to hear about that process. I was so happy to hear about that because that's one of my favorite looks she's ever done. And then we talked about when of course, because I have to once again tell her that 80s dress that she wore, my God in heaven. I was like, bitch, that's literally piece of cake. That's my drag persona, which we talked a little bit about that. We did. But yeah, I had a moment where I even shared with Saphira because she asked, and David was there. You know, he's always like helping me, like Matt, say things you want to say. But I talked to her about me almost quitting YouTube and feeling like Reddit and all these stuff is just so negative, and these people have such a horrible opinions on me, and I don't lead my life like that, and I just don't know why it feels like that is the loudest thing in the room sometimes when it shouldn't be. And I love when Saphira was like, and why'd you look that up? Why are you looking at that? Like, why would you look at that? Like that. And it reminded me of Alexander Diane Rogers, who told me the same fucking thing. They're, regardless of what you do, Maddie, you could even just be perfect, girl. There is someone who's just gonna hate that shit. They're just gonna try to take you down, and they'll do anything and everything, and they want you to see it so you can feel it, and that's gonna feed them. Stop feeding them. Mr. was like, stop. Like, don't pay that. And said that's the biggest self-sabotage is when we go look up stuff and we take other people's opinions. And we now, oh, that's us now. No, it's nothing. You only know who you are. I needed her to hear. I needed to hear that. But while we also were just keep cackling over other stuff, got to talk about her family and everything. Saphira is great, great. I need that kind of energy in my life, and I love those moments where I get to spend time with people who I respect, people I've talked about, on my channel, but people also I genuinely care for and have, also want to say, come on, Manny, come spend some time with us, chop it up and stuff like that. So those are friends, and I love Bob and Saphira, and I'm going to support them down. So shout out to them. It was a beautiful weekend, and shout out to my boy David that came out here who locked all this in and was like, we're getting you out the house. We're going to do something. Like, these people are in town, Maddie. Like, it's time. Like, he got me back to how I was in Los Angeles. When I lived in LA, I was out. Do you hear me? I was everywhere, bitch. I wasn't sitting in no home. I was somewhere with the girls, doing something with that at this place, doing whatever. And I loved it. But I guess me being out here and just being honest, this is my home. This is hometown. I've lived here for so many years. And if I'm being honest, it doesn't feel the same like it used to. It could just be me, getting older and more mature, and also realizing my boundaries and my limits and what I'll tolerate in life. But LA has a different vibe for me when it comes to going out than Houston does. And while I do like going out here, I always feel like some people are still stuck in 20 years ago or 10 years ago kind of land of thinking, or even memory wise, and don't realize that people grow, people move forward, people move on. History is that. But we also write our future, and we also change those things that we move forward. And some people don't want to do that. And I don't like that sort of way of thinking. And I'm not saying everybody in Houston is like that, but there is unfortunately definitely an aura and a feeling with a lot of the folks, especially in the gay community out here. And it gets a little tiring. So I needed to see my friend, and it was very much needed. And my cats loved them. Okay. Mamu actually slept by David, which was so funny because he was on my futon, and he chose to sleep with him that night. I said, what? I said, Bubby, come up. David woke up like, oh my God, Mamu's sleeping next to me. I said, yeah. And of course, Mita was being a little hissy bitch as she is. Like, it took her 2 days to like but she loved David eventually. But no, it was like Mina slept with me and Mom slept. It was so funny. But no, I was glad to host my friend and make sure he had a at least a place to stay for the night before he got his flight out, and while we could go out and stuff. And I got him Whataburger. I was supposed to get him Shipley's. I did not get him the Shipley's donuts. We told Bob to get Shipley's before they flew out. My Houstonians, I don't know if I got Roberta to get the Shipley's, but we warned her it is better than Krispy Kreme, and it's 10 times better than Dunkin' Donuts. Bob was like, come on, like, Y'all know how y'all are about this. This ain't the South. I was like, I'm going to say Texas is Southwest, but we're still the South, but we're Southwest. Like we're almost West Coast. We're right going on in there, but it's still the South. Like, because mom's from Atlanta, you know that's how that conversation's always be the babies from Georgia are gonna let them have it. Just like how Dallas and Houston always want to be like, we don't like you. Even though half my exes are from Dallas. It's interesting. No, not half, a third. I haven't had that many exes. I was like, wait, who have I had like fallen in love with? Yeah, about third. Two. Mm, in my life. Because I'm almost at it. Yes. I was like, wait. I'm not a whore. But no. Not all your exes live in Texas. Not true. Not true. There's a Los Angeles and there's an Alabama in there as well. Yeah. But Drewski, 10 points for that. 10 points for that. Yeah, it was Southern Cajun cuisine. BB's Tex Orleans is the name of the restaurant. Hold on. I was wondering where you were. I was about to send you a message to ask if you were okay. Like honestly, because it's like we normally just talk. Hold on, I gotta tell people I need to respond to. But I was about to, something in my spirit was like, I need to text her and see if she's okay? Because I was getting, not for me, but for you, because we talk about often. So that's why I was like, is she okay? Is that good? I do checking on some of y'all. Because I don't know if that's God touching my spirit when he's like, reach out to your people, Maddie, because when they get quiet, something could be, sometimes people need a little check-in. Back from awesome. JMCL. Thank you for the tippy poo. Thank you. Back from a work trip. I hope it was good. Catching up on the tippies. Thank you, my love. I hope the trip was good. I've never been on a work trip. I would look. Would I? Let me be quiet. I've been with somebody who was on a work trip before. That was years ago. Let me stop talking like this was like current information. My last 5 years has been like, okay. My brain gave up. Come back, brain. No, my brain said, I don't wanna. But you're needed. Okay, I'm cool. Okay, I'm back. Bet. Okay, cool. Nope, I'm gone. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, I talked about the comedy show. I talked about the Den. Everything I wanted to say without like giving too much away because it's none of y'all people's business about the tea that is dropped or anything like that. I don't drop tea. That's not my channel. I'll just share like some of the experiences. Hot topic time. Boom. There we go. Okay, cool. Yay. I was like, my brain cannot rap right now. What's up? What's going on? Okay, cool beans. All right. Thank you for tuning in. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, become part of this Rant Pack family. Appreciate you for being here. There's only one show on right now that I cover currently, and that is Canada's Drag Race, which shout out to Canada's Drag Race. Thank you. I am not disappointed. I am not pressed. I have not been upset, not one time. It has been a ride of great proportions. I like this cast. I don't even know what I don't even know what's to come next week, but I just know Thursday's gonna be cute. Is literally how it's been lately. I'm like, Thursday's cute now. Thursday's cute again. It's cute. It's cute. Oh, I get to watch my little show. It's gonna be a keek. They're gonna play this game. Thank you very much. Everyone's adding something to the equation. I'm not mad. Not mad at all. Brooklyn and Tracy. Yeah, low key, you two. That you're set. They're set. Have rotating judges. We're done. Honestly, they're set. They don't have to do nothing else. This is the formula. Brooklyn host, Tracy's co-host. Two people rotate through that want to come by with their 3-week visas. Bam. The girls in house. You've already made it clear that people who've been on the show that won the show can be on the judges panel. No one's mad about that anymore. No one's like, oh, why is it? Keep that up. Bring them in. It makes sense. This actually works because they're adding to the equation. Nobody's subtracting. That's what I like about when television shows pivot or they find their niche. And then instead of them like wearing it down and drawing all the blood out of it, they know how to elevate it. They know how to make it even better. That beaver was one of the best decisions that show ever made. That beaver was one of the best decisions of any Drag Race franchise. I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there. Because guess what? You're still making the bottom queens lip sync. You're just saving somebody from being in the position of being picked because the judges have chosen these are the three. They're not doing good. But you get to pick one out of that group to go, no. And that's where we as fans almost feel like we're also a part of the conversation. Because what do we say all the time? Well, she was in the bottom, but she wasn't going to be lip syncing because her outfit was that girl. Well, yeah, she was low and all that kind of stuff. However, if you think about it, based on track record, she shouldn't even be there. It feels like the queens are making the decision for themselves based on what they feel, what they see, and what they've done. And us as fans feel like we're a part of that process because we think the same kind of way. Like, well, I wouldn't put her up. I'd let them two bitches fight. Ooh, actually, I'd let them two go at it because what if she's a threat and this one? I enjoy that with television. Make me think, make me develop my own scenarios, make me wonder where you're going to go. I like that. And so I got to give it to Canada, but I will see y'all Friday for that review. It will be afternoon, same time this video started, except at 2:30 Central Standard Time. So you're probably wondering for the rest of the week, what is Matty doing outside of applying for jobs? Because that's what I'm doing. Today is a live. We're also going to do another live on Wednesday. I'm going to double check with Duel and Jamar. I wanted to do an evening gaming live stream. Again, I'm moving to Twitch for the gaming streams, but I want to sort of set y'all up and gear y'all up for what those are going to be like. So look out for that. I will have the edited review for It Welcome to Derry Chapter 1. I'll have that out this week as well, probably Thursday. And then Friday with the live. So about 4 videos this week we got going on. And if you're on Patreon, well, Fallout Season 2 is starting. So get ready for a new show there. We just finished It Welcome to Derry. We're still doing Canada's Drag Race. I'm going to post a poll tonight. I'm going to let you choose a movie. Fuck that. I'm going to let y'all pick the movie. I'm going to post something on Patreon and you just name a movie that I can access. I will tell you all the apps that I have where I can do streaming. And if you think I haven't seen it or you want to see my reaction to something, we're going to do those once a week on Patreon. Must be a movie, though, not a show. It's got to be a movie because we're going to do a movie night. Because I was like, why am I not adding this for my Patreon? I'm about to raise the rate up to $2. More content, making sure at least 4 to 5 videos are done a week. That I can do. I'm going to let y'all choose movies weekly. And I'm going to pay attention to how the comments. This is where I'm going to make sure everyone engages with this channel. Because you're going to need to like all come to the agreement, like we have to pick this out, or I'm going to notice who's talking about it more, like, okay, this is definitely the one they want to see. And then we'll take second place. We'll of course stay in the roster in case we can like do that out. Okay, so ooh, let me talk about it. I was hanging with somebody who pulled that up on bootleg, Paulina, but like I never got to really like watch the movie. So that needs to be an option. I would not mind at all watching Knives Out 3 with y'all. I like the first 2. Princess Bride. Oh, oh. I could not believe what happened to Rob Reiner and his wife. And again, we're not going to make this a dark episode. This is a hot topic still, but by your own son, my God in heaven. Oof, my God. Wow. I'm a fan of Rob Reiner's work. He also was one of my favorite jokes on Family Guy. Do you remember that episode when Peter was like, "Yeah, Rob Reiner." Ain't nobody said that name in such a long time. There was a whole joke on Family Guy with his name. Like they were just making fun of him real quick. But it's crazy that was one of my first thoughts that popped up whenever I found out that horrible news was that Family Guy joke. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my God. I looked at that man's work. Oh, oof. Yes, Paulina, I also read about that recently too. I was this last week going into the weekend, including a lot of other current stuff that's happening in the United States of America, and somebody literally lying under oath with her ugly fake fucking face ass. Excuse me. Sorry. Ooh, excuse me. Not excuse excuse me. Sorry about that. Oh, it came out a little nasty. But I had to pray out for stuff because I was just like, Jesus Christ, I don't know what is going on right now. And if everyone's just trying to fill in a quota for the end of the year, what happened at the beach? Uh, no, not, that was horrible, horrible, horrible. Uh, at the university, when kids just trying to go to school, and they're like, "Oh, America!" Like y'all, I get it. We always boast we're number one, but this country be on some stuff, okay? Not everybody who lives here feels like we're doing great, sweetie. So please stop. I really get tired of reading that shit because I'm over here like I am not in the majority of as much as I'm proud to be of my country. I know we are currently we're not doing well at all. It's not looking cute. Like, please stop bunching us all together. It's so annoying. Like, I am fully aware of what the hell my house looks like right now, if that makes any sense. Oh, that's a great way to break it down. I know what the hell my house looks like right now, but I don't got no cleaning supplies because they told me I can't use them. They're holding the cleaning supplies, so I can't touch nothing in the house right now for a couple of years, if that makes some sense to you. Or at least until the next you know what I'm saying? But that's what's happening. Child. Oh, okay. I'm not watching Divorce in the Black. Madeline, do you hate me? Or did I see that already? Maybe I did see that already. I forget what movie I watched from Tyler Perry that was on Prime exclusively, but oh God, that movie was awful. It feels like we're in an episode of Black Mirror. It does, especially with the whole AI thing. That really kind of do. Cardi B and Tyler came to Saudi this weekend. It was like my fever dream. I'm from Saudi anyway. LOL. Work. Nikki and Gavin Newsom. Oh my God. Maybe it's a good time to go ahead and put this up real quick. Disclaimer, we're here for entertainment purposes only, I promise. I promise. The people who are supposed to be running my country are having social media arguments with music celebrities. using music out of context to glorify breaking people away from families and stuff is wild to me. Like, imagine you're SZA and you made a song for fucking SNL about big boys and cuffing season, and that song is taken completely out of context, nowhere near the realm of reality of what it was designed, purpose, made for, and the audience it was intended to entertain, and has now been put into a video of people being like handcuffed and dragged and taken. Help. It outrage for one tragedy, no lights for the other. It has been a wild year. Okay? It has been a very wild year. It has not been entertaining at all. But I will say there have been some fun things that have been happening that I've been really, really enjoying. Honestly, like there's been some stuff like the Cowboy Carter concert, like was everything. Of course, there was like shit. This weekend was a part of the highlights for my fucking year. I'll tell you that. I did hear Ace and Shelly broke up, and you know what else? I'm not going back to Love Island. I know you're gonna, not you, Paulita specifically, and maybe you will, maybe some others will. I'm not going back to Love Island. After this season and everything that we went through, I like to leave on the Alandria note of the best that there will ever be. That fandom is racist and mad toxic. I'm good. No way. No. No way. I'm watching people in full trash panda gear justify who this no, we're good. And we knew it was, and everyone clocked her when she was on the show. And then all of a sudden, look at her out there happening. Now we're like, no, we're not gonna do that. I like her. I'm ready for traders to start, to be honest with you. Let me get some new TV for real, for real. But yeah, I won't be going back to Love Island. No, I won't. Okay, I don't have anything. If you're a fan of Nikki, okay, cool. And it's nothing against you, because I get it. We love people. We have artists that we live and breathe for, and da 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 da. I'm not telling nobody to move around. Again, I'm in a different place in my life. I just don't feel like fighting with folks. Okay, I know they want to fight. I don't want to fight. I'm not interested. I don't need to prove why my artist is better than yours. I know she's better than yours because I said so. That's the same logic you follow. So since we both believe that our artist is better than the other artist, then that means that we're both right, right? So then we can both walk away being right, right? Okay, cool. Does that work for you? No? You still need to make me feel low? Okay, cool. Great. No. My artist is better than yours. Your artist is better than mine. We both right. Let's walk away. Are we good? Can we move? All right, great. Now I'm going to talk about this. Girl, you are pandering to the conservative dollar, and I see you, and I get it, because right now, especially with all the allegations, because I'm going to say it just like that because I don't know if all of it's true, but all that money that allegedly she's supposed to be owing and stuff that everyone's saying is this, and then some people are denying it, all that. This isn't dumb of her to do right now. Later, it may have consequences. No, I haven't talked about the finale yet, Felicia. I'm about to right after this. Later, it may have consequences for her. But right now, they need her to push further. That's what's happening. Let's get somebody who is totally against us on our side, who clearly is beefing with people who are on the opposite side of us right now. We got a whole lot that's going, bitch, what? She's not dumb. And also, that man's been handing out pardons like it's patty cake, baker's man. Do you hear me? So wouldn't this be brilliant of her to do, to get on someone's good graces, to then get somebody's husband taken off of a list that they are on and to be pardoned from said behavior? Sheezy, and you're not lying, and that's the thing. That's the thing. thing right there. Is that what I see her doing? I don't blame it, because if all that shit's true about the coin, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. You're not going out like no punk. I wouldn't even be mad at you, Nikki, for that. I'm not. Would not. Peace. I'm not quite sure, but also it is something to say that it wouldn't be fully out of left field if that was something that would happen. Does that make sense? Based on, like, Mateo, let's really think about this year. Let's really think about 2025 and reality and things that we thought would never happen. Really think about that. Think about this year and shit that we never thought would exist, go down, see, and all that. And you're asking me, can he? Because I remember somebody going past a certain house to do something when they actually have to go through it, even at the position that they're at. And they just went ahead and did it. I remember people who actually literally went against their country, who are now no longer having to worry about that because, oh, well, the person who you were up for is now in the position and you don't need to be in trouble. Even though low key, they told America that they didn't like the decision that was made. Yet we're supposed to be the ones forced with this. You see what I'm saying? Anywho, back to Nikki, because again, I don't want to get down that road. Everybody has their feels and their say on it. Some people are very happy with the way life is going, and others are not. And the others are at a vast majority. That girl is pandering to the conservative dollar. The end. And what's sad and it's really fucked up is that Nikki's audience, as much as they want to be, we're the LGB without the T, because low key now that's the word a lot of them are saying. And it's wild to see that. That girl, literally, the community around her is full of the just colorful rainbow flag. From the boys to the girls to the dolls to this, that, and the other. That's her community. The punks, all of that, the dolls, all of that take up for her. And so you are now posting anti-rhetoric. And it's literally against the people who are supporting you. And now it's almost like you're taking the audience that you have and telling them, separate those people who are there. No, buy my shit though, because buy it, but I don't believe in what you are anymore. I did. I told you I did. And I love you. And I love you that you support me. But I don't believe in what you do outside of that. I love when you make money for me. You help me make money, but you can't. There's nothing. Okay, first, let me say this too. Anybody, everybody, all of the above, even if I disagree with somebody, that kind of stuff, Jazzy, I'm never gonna ride or rock with ever. That's some creepy, weird, gross shit. And it's also extremely fucked up. Like, it's extremely fucked up. No one should do that to them. However, one sin does not begot the other. Like, it does not, you combating wrong with wrong, that's not how that's supposed to work. You know what I'm saying? Unless something nefarious was already happening. And so that's why you feel you need to go that route. Or you want to show or prove something to people that you're not to be played with. So I'll go to hell harder than you'll go to hell. We don't have to be, but we can still be better people. And nothing should be excused on a level of hate, of hurt, of trying to tear anybody down. Period. And if that's how you feel, that I would question as far as logic is concerned. Because while we do need chaos at times, and we do need this and that and the other, and I always feel like one can't exist without the other, there's always lines that could be drawn. And there's always ways around it. So here's my thing. Get your money, girl, but I don't know if this is going to work in the long run. I don't know if this is going to be helpful for her in the long run. I don't know if she even thought about that, or if this is very much a short time thing. And then maybe next year it'll be, y'all, I was tripping and all that kind of stuff. And we come out, it's like, it's different. I'm so sorry, you guys. Like, we don't know how this is going to go. But right now, it just feels like they're pandering to the conservative dollar. There are a lot of social media influencers that do that. They get paid to post about like certain events and this, that, and the other, and pro write this and pro this, that, and whatever. They get paid for that. Like, paid for that, y'all. I heard they're getting paid upwards of $7,000 from like certain organizations to just post random shit. I mean, but you see it on Twitter. Am I lying? Oh, sorry. That test. You see it on Twitter, though, right? With the advertisements that have nothing to do with you, have nothing to do with your algorithm, what you're looking at, right? And then all of a sudden you see some random ad that has nothing to do, very opposite end of the spectrum for what your life is. Very different from what you believe in and everything. Very much makes you feel uncomfortable, doesn't it? Yeah, well, guess what? What you just said, spreading propaganda for boom, that's what you're getting. And as much as he's not happy with his current, former bed wife, that man who's running that app right now is still making money off of that very same thing that he tried to tell everybody, look what he's doing now, because that man won't suck the tea. Please. I stay out of it. I mind my business because as far as I'm concerned, I've already figured it out. I'm just waiting for the next time they ask me to make my voice heard, and that's when I'll show up. Because I'm not yelling into the void anymore at these people. I'm just not. Same thing with YouTube posts. I know, Madeline, I've even had some things pop up before that I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? Why is Prager University even on here? Is this even a real accredited university? Because from what I remember about said university, allegedly, supposedly, and possibly, it's funded by a particular group of people who have a set agenda to then teach people a revised version of history and facts, so that way they can continue people. But hey, hey, I'm sorry. Wait a whoa. Oh, you know what's funny? I forget. I love a good whataboutism argument because that's normally the takeaway from things like, well, what about that? It's like, well, why are you not answering the question, right? What is her name? Slay the GOP on Instagram. Oh my God. She was unfortunately one of those people that got doxxed for talking about Charlie and lost her job. But like, I saw this video where she was reacting to a question on the street where they're like, do you think trans people should be like, da 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 da? And so the person then answering the question was like, no, they shouldn't, blah, 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 blah. And of course, the GOP went in and dragged those people, especially because those questions are pointed questions. They are targeted questions. You only speak to a particular group of people about said stuff. So that way you can only get those point of views and make it seem like everybody feels that way, and then share it online, just, to those who are foolish enough to read and foolish enough to view that shit and not actually get the context behind it, knowing that you're doing that kind of stuff, right? The group responds to them like, we are a professional organization, and the girl who was interviewing is actually really professional, and we are not biased to that and the other. Baby, the way she made another video and was like, the girl who was asking the questions is the girlfriend of the guy who owns the company, who sometimes she just interviews in different outfits, who is very much spreading an agenda. So yes, you are. Like I'm talking about, post that man's name, pulled up the information and clocked in. And again, this is why I don't want to engage in shit like that right now, and why I just want to keep it on the entertainment level as far as what I'm talking about. Because one thing about it, and one thing's for sure, I'm as crazy as you are, if not crazier. And that's all I need to say. There's no, I'm gonna, nope, nope, nope. That's all you need to hear from me. That's all you need to know about me. That's all you need to understand about stuff like that. You're crazy, sweetie. Me too. Let's match. We both have one life to live. So what do you, where are we going? I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't have time. I got two fur bastards over there. I got to make sure get fed, plumped, and dumped. You understand what I'm saying? So that way, when I wake up in the morning, my children are next to me, and they are every morning. I'm just as petty as you are. Very much that. Because again, that's why I tell people, and I think this is also part of my growth and development as a person. You want to test the water? You want to test? Okay, cool. Put that toe in there. Fine. But if someone goes, I've already done it and I'm good on that, believe them. What is it? What do they say? A hard head maketh a soft ass. That's what my mama used to say. Okay, you want to go there? All right, cool. But just know I'll meet you there too. I'll be right there with you. Just when I match your energy and it does not feel like it should have been that hard, oh, just know I'm matching. Because I felt you were going this way. Thanks y'all for tuning in. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Remember, it's Rampant Family. Again, nothing against Nikki. I know to my people in the community, I'm sorry that y'all had to even go through all that. I just see that girl just trying to make some money to make sure bills are paid, because it may not be as popping as it is. I don't know. But hey, if y'all enjoy the music, you enjoy the music. I know there's always a conflict of interest a lot of times with us as people when it comes to our artist and fandom, but I just can't ride that wave with her. I'm unfortunately just cannot ride that wave. I can't. But I know she's making some people happy that she probably thought she was pandering too much to that community. And they're like, yes, Nikki's still one of us. So could work in her favor, could not. Mm. Oh. You know, it feels like she's doing Azalea Banks antics. There may be like a difference in terms of influences and what they're under as far as who is saying what, but yeah. I don't know. I used to love Drake, and I can't stand up and listen to his songs now since the battle because I feel he is corny. To be fair, the softest rapper alive right now, yeah. Very much very smooth hands, Drake. Yeah. No shade to it. The puss whisperer, as you will, you know, very non-aggressive light-skinned man who raps. Yeah, no. Aubrey Graham, no. I stopped dealing with him when they were like, this man was messaging Millie Bobby Brown. That little girl was like 15, 14 at the time. That's when I was off that train. Number two, I had heard about stuff with him and Kendrick, and I know there was a back and forth, but I also heard there was other things too with other artists as well. And I'm just not a fan of the dirty stuff that gets played when it comes to music. I always ask that music speak for itself, and it go from there. Also, he's ghostwriter friendly. I don't believe in some of the experiences that he raps about, and I know that he has people write for him, and he definitely sounds really good rhyming and rapping and the way his voice goes together with stuff. Does not sing well, but yeah, I'm just gonna. I don't roll with him. It's also the overhype on certain stuff. And also, he's the closest proximity to whiteness for some people, and that's why they feel they can like lean in towards him because they feel somewhat represented as a person in that way, and that he's not just a black rap. I don't want to really dive into that, but you do know what I'm talking about when there are certain artists who are rappers that are getting very, very hyped. And it has nothing to do with flow, lyricism, and everything else. It's all just about, well, we can do it too. It's like, we never said you couldn't. But you're not going to start talking to me about your experiences on the street and how hard your life was. And like, bitch, you grew up in a middle-class neighborhood, had everything handed to you, bills paid, lights never off, still come from a home girl, like your mom and dad still the motherfucking ghetto family, ain't never had to go to jail not one time in your life, and you're rapping to me about the line being long at In and Out. Hiya. No ma'am. No, we good. And that's from a person who grew up at one point in time having literally everything, and then everything being taken from me, and finding out real fast about the reality of not having nothing. A bill, lights being turned off, going to school and pretending like you somebody that everything's fine, no lunch money whatsoever, hungry today, and you playing a sport. No. Y'all ain't know about that. That's why I just be like, no, we're not gonna do this today. We're not going. And some people going home from school to darkness, to homes where moms and dads are literally the enemy. Like, no. So I don't ride for stuff like that. Like, if you want to find yourself in things, that's great, but like really recognize fully how it looks and how it really is just you being selfish about wanting to have control over everything around you and you not being told you can't do something. Speaking of which, this does not mean clock it. This is applause. This is from Ballroom. I posted a video like that on my Instagram, and I know that languages and certain things do change, but this is literally about stealing something and turning it into something else and then trying to erase the history of where it actually fucking came from. That's where Zeus got me fucked up once again, because that people are deriving that from baddies. Natalie and them made that up. No, Natalie and them saw somebody doing this shit and then just added some whatever to it and then made it something that it's not. But that's an applause. When y'all be like, clock it, no one does that. And if you do that, that's you're just really clapping for somebody. You're not clocking anything. You can clock something, but that's not clocking it. That's literally an applause, and a light applause at that, if we really want to go there. You want to know how I know this? And I can add an example of video footage for this? Go watch Legendary. Leomi's not clocking it. She's applauding them whenever she sees something that she likes. They do that in Ballroom. Go watch old Ballroom videos. It's okay that when people tell you where things are from and they're like trying to correct it just to be like, hey, this is where it's at, it is not a reflection on you being stupid or not having knowledge. We're also not trying to call you out of your name. We can later if you get mad about it, but it's about you respecting culture vultures and the way people take stuff from a lot of queer culture and a lot of this, that, and the other, and they flip it and reverse it, and then they try to use it against us, or they try to say that it's really not that or it doesn't belong there, okay? That's what that's about. You want to be in Ballroom? Cute. Do the research. Do the work. I'm not holding the gate open for you because I don't have the gate. I don't have the keys. I know my time in Ballroom. I know the things that I did in Ballroom. And it was enough for me to say that I know what the fuck I'm talking about. But also, I'm not currently on the scene right now. Ain't a part of no house. That was a time ago. I've been chopped many a times. And I also passed through a couple rounds for a couple of them. Yes, I have seen the light. I know what it gets given, okay? Bitch, have you been at the ball? And the ball ends at 6 a.m. in the morning? Because it started after the club ended? No, I know you haven't. I know the ones who have, because they don't be talking about it. Oh. They don't have to. I'm definitely going into 2026 reminding people, not clocking it, and applause. You want it, like, again, you like Ballroom so damn much. This ain't clocking it. Get that off my chest. Okay. Now that I'm done yelling at the people who like needed to hear it. Yeah, like people saying Miley Cyrus came up with twerking. Oh, sweetie. I would like bounce music to have a word with you. Okay, so listen. And shaking as a motherfucker. You know I have history in that because, well, I thank you. Actually, that was a funny moment because Bob was like, I performed at South by Southwest. I was like, yeah, I performed at South by Southwest too. This is Bob. Ooh. Because I totally didn't know how that sounded coming out of my mouth, but I also almost wanted to feel included in the moment because I had performed before and it was like one of my favorite times of my life. And it was when I did it, I was like, ooh. Oh my God. I wanted to like disappear into a black hole and then reappear in a different timeline for that. It was so fucking funny. I'm so sorry. I was like, Bob, it was 20 years ago. Wait, how old am I? It was less than 20 years ago. It was like 2000. Well, yeah, it was 2011, 2012, but still. I have a bad habit of doing that. Sometimes when I'm like really feeling included, I'm like, oh my God, I can relate. And I'm like, Matt, sometimes it comes off like you're like, I can do that too. It's so not that. So not that. It's so not that. Well, Sheezy, the only reason I didn't talk about traders with Bob, I did talk a little bit about drag race stuff and other things that I'll never discuss. Um, I didn't ask about traders because I remember that Bob lost their mom when right before filming of that. So I wasn't going to be like, what happened there? You know what I mean? Like that was the last thing, especially because in the comedy show, Bob had a moment of like talking about their mom or in the passing and everything. And as someone who lost their mother, who's still like really reeling from that, and I still feel that pain like every day, you know, that was one of my favorite moments from that comedy show. And Bob was speaking to a boy who lost his mom, who was really close to them. Thank you, Bob, for that part in the show. It was actually great storytelling too. I won't tell you what it was, but it was good. I needed it. I was crying, like in a happy tear, like I miss my mommy right now. But yeah, it was good. But yeah, that's why I wasn't gonna ask that question. That's why I wasn't gonna ask that question. But you have to think of this too, because I remember I told you like Crash was in here earlier, but my friend Dash, who was with us, used to be Eureka's assistant. And if you remember, Eureka and Bob were on We're Here. That's the connection in the dots. David's done a lot of pictures for Bob, worked with Bob many of times. I've covered Bob on the show through that and the other, and got to meet Bob a couple of drag cons ago. Y'all remember me and Bob were dancing at Mickey's and all that kind of stuff and all that. So like there's a pipeline of how everybody's connected. And Saphira is from Houston. Boom. Bob and Saphira have worked together and they're good friends as well. Boom. I've talked about Saphira via Drag Race. David's worked with Saphira. Like everything was connected through, like we all are aware of each other's presence and know each other through A, B, C, D, but we are also, yes, I know them because of that. And oh, yes, we worked on this. Because this shirt, I got because Dash got it for me. David and Dash went and got it during a sale they were having of discontinued merch. And this is one of Bob's shirts that is discontinued. Oh, but wait, I told Bob, and y'all can attest to this because y'all have talked about how much you like this shirt. I was like, Bob, you might need to like redo this again. And so Bob said, maybe we do something a little different with it, but kind of the same. But I was like, yeah, this is one. Every time I wear this somewhere, someone's like, that's really cool. And they're like, who is that? And then some people immediately, is that Bob? Oh, that's dope. I remember that outfit. First thing that comes out of their mouth every time. I remember that look. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's such a dope shirt. Where'd you get it? They don't sell it anymore. I made sure to tell Bob that. So you're welcome. If that shirt pops up, get it. If they start selling that shirt again, please go out and get it. Because I love this shirt so much. It's such a cool design. Every time I wear it, I'm like, this is so fucking dope. Where was I? I was back on my storytelling. Okay, we need to talk about It Welcome to Derry. Because I currently have It Part 2 on right now on the TV. Yeah, let's talk about that. But before I do, I want to give a shout out to the young man who stopped me at JR's that Saturday night. I was with my friends. It was right after all that drama conflama happened, and I was honestly just about to leave. Like we were about to leave like at 12. My the clock strikes 12. Maddie got to go. Too old to be out here that late, right? And I was so tired. Like I had no sleep prior. I was running on very little energy. He came to me, and I just can't forget the words that were said to me. I even called Dooley and told Dooley because Dooley was included in this, but like he just thank you for your words and your kindness. And I do have some really dark days where the negative feelings get really loud and it's really hard to just move around that kind of stuff. And it gets a little crippling to where I have to like just honestly talk myself through all of the whatever is going on and be like, fuck this and just let it happen. Let's see what happens. Stop worrying so much. And you just said some really kind things, and you've been watching since the Pose days, Matt and Mar days, the panel, and they said that they loved watching the Dragula Titans videos a lot with me and Dooley, and that it was always a part like once they're on, you felt like you're part of the family and part of the group, and that's literally what this channel is. Like y'all are fam. At this point, you're my online family. Like we can't physically see each other all the time. Sometimes I get to see y'all, but like I don't know. I don't give myself enough credit for the time I guess spent on YouTube, and I also don't give myself enough grace when people criticize how I do things. I take it so personal, and I don't need to do that. And I know I've talked about it before, and it's always easier said than done, but I've been actually working with a therapist on techniques around this, and I'm just glad I'm self-aware of the bullshit, because God forbid I'm on here fully oblivious to my fuckery, like one YouTuber I know and her dumbass right now. What am I doing that's so wrong? I'm like, whew, let's take a list. But yeah, shout out to you, babe. I appreciate your words. Trust me, I almost did cry. You're like, Maddie, don't cry. I know you cried. I'm like, yes. But you said a lot that I needed to hear, and I received every single word you said, and I thank you. And I'm glad you're part of my rant pack. Huggy hugs. We got a good hug in. But it started raining, so I was like, well, we gotta go. But yeah, that was the last part of that night. So it was nice that was like literally the last thing I left with that evening was that young man's words. And I was like, all right, we're going home after that. I was like, I'm leaving on a good note. We're leaving on a good note. So shout out to you, baby. And if you ever did see me out in public, y'all don't be afraid to talk to me. I'm a hugger, and I will talk to you about the show and everything else like that. And if you don't want to, don't be afraid, because I'm not that person. I'm just not. I'm all about giving love, receiving love, and it being an experience to where when we walk away from each other, we feel fucking better about just life. Like, because who needs drama like that? Ugh, gross. Welcome to Dairy. I'm going to be honest and tell you that I enjoyed the show more than I enjoyed the movie series as a whole. I liked part 1. Part 2 was very long-winded and blah, 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 and whatever, but it was also still needed and necessary. I've read the book. And of course, things are different, and I don't like that sometimes when it comes to movies, because if you ever I'm going to tell you, read the book. It's so good. I'm telling you. And I kind of like reading it and painting the picture in my head, and then you see in the movie, and sometimes it doesn't come together the way you want to. But I would highly recommend reading the book. Why I like the series so much is because it blended so much of Stephen King's universe. The universe of Stephen King came through in the show. And it also was a prequel to the movies itself. And if you read the book, there are certain parts in it that really vibe with what's going on, especially if you understand that not Pennywise, but it has been doing things for like generations. And so every 27 years they rise and they take out so many people and then rest again. And so in the movies, they were talking about like the black spot or the burn spot, whatever, you know what I mean? And other things like that. And so the show brought that whole moment for a whole season about something that was just mentioned once in the movie, that gives also context to a lot of the lore behind this character, right? There is definitely going to be a season 2. They even confirmed it at the end of the fucking season with the way they framed it. It was like, ooh, the way they set it up was so nasty. They set it up very well for season 2. I don't want to spoil anything because I really want everybody to watch. But if you also enjoyed, The Shining and you like Halloran's character, watch this show. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a spoiler. Halloran dies in The Shining. For those of you who saw The Shining by Stanley Kubrick, like you remember how he came back to save Danny and his mom because he knew the hotel was haunted, but then Jack Torrance like got her with an axe at the end. Well, in the original book by Stephen King, he does not die. That was a choice by Stanley Kubrick, who I like, but I'm also like, why did we need to kill him again? Just to add a body count? Like, what's going on? So technically, while Halloran's story with this first chapter, because they are going to be going in time, we are going to go back further in time for chapter 2. In case you didn't know this, they were setting that up. And there's something that Pennywise says, or it itself, I should say, says about how they view time. You have got to watch this show and you must pay attention, because there are so many people online arguing about it. I'm like, well, it is not from Earth. It is not a demonic entity possession sort of thing. It has nothing to do with the devil. It is just evil, but it comes from space and from a different world. You know what I'm saying? So its concept of time would be completely different from our concept of time on Earth. Duh. Like, what? And it's also a cosmic entity. I hate that people really think that the clown is it and that's it. No, the clown was the biggest facade that it had that would then get what he wanted, because he can, of course, pull children in as something that would be considered harmless, like a clown that's supposed to entertain kids and make them happy. That's the point of that. So if you do want to get some lore on who actually is Pennywise, what it is, and where this series really is going, and why it's such a good series to do as a prequel to the movie, get into it, because it is lore heavy. Lore heavy. Certain characters are parents of the kids going into the movie series. There are also people that were discussed in said situations here or there. I was with it. I was fine with the CGI. I didn't have any issues with it in particular. I think my favorite use of the CGI was towards this last episode when, and I don't want to give so much away, but you remember when the face started like pulling back like that. It reminded me a little bit of Nope, when the alien ship like was doing this bit. Oh, it was that girl. That part was sickening. I was like, ooh, the budget went to this. The budget went to this. It went to this. It went to this. Yeah, I didn't think the CGI was bad. I mean, I may just have not be down for the clown like that, but no, I thought the show was really good. It tackles a lot of issues, racial injustice, as well as like certain serious, as well as as other serious topics like home life, that where ABUS Finish the Rest is there, and you'll understand a little bit about the lore when it comes to it, and why isn't the town doing anything, and why is this happening and why is no one saying anything? They really do explain it well in the show. And they set it up to where we're going to get even more details about it from other events that happened around the 27 years he wakes up. Cheesy, I lost it at that part because I was like, whoa, okay. Like, can you imagine seeing that shit? Like, this thing has been chasing you, and then all of a sudden, it's like, what is happening? I'm not going to lie, I cried at this finale at two particular parts, but like more so like cried because it was beautiful scenes that made me as a fan, like, you know, someone who's like rooting for movies and gets invested in it. I'm talking about, I'm gonna give it to the dad because he's been useless, low key to me for the whole series, but he's also a military boy, so he's just doing for his country. That scene of him choking up on the phone about his son, to him trying to get with Charlotte, to that whole moment with them having that "you lost our boy," I was, oh my God, like, and him just trying to make it right. Woo! I was over here having a field day over that. To then the scene, I'm not going to give too much away, but there was another scene, one of my favorite things to ever happen at a show, and the way it was done. Bitch, when Halloran turned to the left and saw that, I fucking gagged. I was like, no way. And the scene of him running and flicking him off, boy, I was done. 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 I was like, that's right. That's right. Like it was like our kid. Like it was like my son was out there. I'm like, that's right. Go on. Also, fuck whoever said that girl was going to die. I was so happy watching literally her character live on through and fully have a great walking away out of it. You said she was gonna die, and it really pissed me off. That I was like, there is no way they're getting rid of her. There is no way. I sat there for the rest of the season after someone told me that girl was gonna die and was ready to be pissed off, and I was so happy that did not happen. Notice I said girl, and I didn't say the name of the girl. I know that's right, Felicia. I'm telling you. Also, the scene when they finally have the funeral, boo-hooed. I like to think that was happening when I was at my mom's funeral. Not gonna lie. That part got me choked the fuck up. I was, I was gone. I was like, oh my God, this is too much. It's too much for me. That's why I like this episode. It was highly entertaining. It was a great finale. It started off with a big bang, like started off big, and then it wrapped everything up nicely into a neat little bow, and then pulled you in to say, hey, we are not done with you. There's way more to the story. Get ready. If you cannot handle scary stuff, I would say take a beat before you watch it. If you catch a clip or a scene or you see something, it's like, whoa, no. I understand you want to protect your peace. If you are a fan of horror, genre, anything, you are going to live and breathe. If you love storytelling, yes. If you're also into Stephen King, you're going to love it. Not everybody is a fan of the show, but the majority are definitely living and breathing for it. I have seen some criticism, but most, little things here and there, like even with Cheesy's issue is not actually that bad because some people have been talking about that. I can understand there have been some parts where you're like, I don't know about that. But folks being like, that didn't make no sense. I'm like, you just really just not paying attention because there's no way you missing that easy answer right there. But yeah. Oh, is it for Dragula girlies? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, baby. Oh, also shout out to Marge. I hated you so very fucking much for the first half of the season. What a redemption. Marge was one of my favorites, baby. By the end of this season, Marge, I know that's right. We need to kill that motherfucker. Marge. Her and Ronnie were on one this last episode. her and Ronnie held it. I can't stand Lily bitch ass. But her and Ronnie was holding it down. Come on. Ooh, they was doing it. Yeah, I did. I love this last episode. They bitch. Did y'all not notice that? The girls had to come and save the day? Boom. That was, I think, why I liked it the most, because it was Will was always the one that was leading the charge with them outside of Lily. But Will was always that voice that was like, okay, it's time for us to go. And so when Will got in trouble, I'm talking about the girls were like, absolutely not. Like it wasn't even like, let's go find mom and dad. No, we need to go get him now. Didn't have no parental support to begin with. There, you got the dagger, bet. Okay, cool. So let's find. We can't ride on a bike. Stole a car, bitch. Like I know that's. I was here for the girls. They were like, "Oh no, we got this." Oh my goodness gracious! But yeah. Okay. I wonder if traffic's bad right now, because I do need to go to the store and get a nice rotisserie chicken for tonight's dinner. I am so hungry. I had 2 cups of coffee today, but that. Matthew, type in the place that you want to go get the chicken from. See what traffic looks like. Oh, not bad. Okay. I think traffic's gonna get bad at 6. I would not recommend driving in Houston around 6 p.m. I just would not. Bitch, every time I leave the house and I think like I beat traffic, and it's always around 6. Like even 4 and 5, I'm like, I'm fine, but like 6? Oh my goodness. Every time. I'm just driving, I'm cruising, it's all good. Baby, we get to this one point, because I'm not going to dox myself, but we get to this one point and we're stopped. And now I'm going to be waiting forever just to hop on the freeway. I'm going to be here. Oh, the light turned green. 1, 2, only 3 cars go and stop again. We're here for another 5 minutes. I hate being in traffic. Listen, Ronnie said, I'm about to go get my man. My man. First of all, it's my dad and my man. Okay, Ronnie don't play about the men in her life. Period. Listen, you're not lying. Ronnie said, let me go get my real quick. Give it to me, Lily. Give it to me, Lily. Because you acting crazy, girl. I was like, wow. Reminder. No, I don't want to give it away, but yeah, Ronnie was a G when she had that dagger, bitch. I'm not gonna lie, baby. No questions asked. Boom, back up. I was like, come on, Ron. Come on, Ronnie. Shit. My favorite character. that was my. I felt like my little baby girl. I was like, ooh, if they let anything happen to my Ron, I'm gonna be pissed. You already got my boy fucked up. Whew. Okay. The Street Fighter trailer was trash. I've said this before and I'll say it again. It doesn't look good. Y'all are confusing camp with garbage. To add even more insult to injury. Like, you got that full-fledged racist piece of shit playing Dan, who's not even the actual ethnicity, race, color, all of the above of said character. You didn't even do him correctly for the visual of said character with the fucking porn stash that he has on his face. Like, I won't be watching the movie, and I'm a bit disappointed that shit that I heard about casting was true, because that man has literally like advocated for like some fucking dark ass shit. Okay, the way he's spoken about Black women, when people have criticized what he says about him talking about other races and something other, the things that come out that man's mouth. Nope, we good. I'm good on that. I will not be supporting the movie. So, and I'm sad because I love Street Fighter a lot. And even the OG Street Fighter was like so campy and corny, but it was still fun to watch. They got some darkness surrounded with this movie, so I'm just not gonna be dealing with it. I'm sad. I won't be giving them $1, not one coin. I will see the Mortal Kombat movie. see. I'll see the Mortal Kombat movie, but I will not be seeing that at all. Like even the teaser was cornballish. The best thing about the teaser was the music. Like the whole da, 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 da. I was like, yes. Other than that, I was like, ugh. Guile looks horrible. Like you could have made his hair correct and still kept it kind of campy and very comic-esque, like animated-esque. Like it was possible. You could have done that. Who's on set managing this? Chun-Li is who? That's not Chun-Li. Cammy? No. Vega is Orville Peck. So Orville Peck is from Spain? Huh. Got it. Okay. Well, let's look at Zangief. Not big enough. 50 Cent looked like the bullet actually hit a main artery. Okay. They got that man looking sick. I thought he was playing that role again where he had cancer. I was like, that is not Balrog. That man looked somewhat near. I'm sorry, he needs some sort of medication. Like, what's happening? Once daily pill. Yes, Orville Peck is Vega. I'm not bullshitting you. That is actual tea. That's real. And I'm thinking to myself, he got the role because he wears a mask? He auditioned, obviously, Matt. Why? For Vega, of all characters. Like, why? What? I'm good. Some things are going to be for other people, and I hope everybody else that watches it enjoys the show. It's not for me. Y'all got me fucked up. I don't care if you got the girls from wrestling in there. That don't mean shit. Felicia, thank you for the tippy poo on PayPal. Happy holidays to you as well. Yeah, I gotta go. I love y'all down. I gotta go. Cat food and me. There we go. I need cat food. I need to go get my oh my god, Matthew. I need to go get my dinner. There we go. I need to go get my dinner, my food for tonight, and then I need to get the cat's food as well. So I need to make a trip to either Kroger's or HEB right now. And I feel like HEB is going to be the girl for me tonight because the last Kroger's chicken I got was this big. Have you ever bought a rotisserie chicken and you're used to them being like a whole nother size, and then you see the next one, you're like, now hold on, what happened to that bird? The last one I bought from Kroger's, overpriced chicken, by the way. No shade, Kroger's, but I don't understand why the rotisserie chicken is so high. Sam's Club is like $4.67. HEB's is like $6 flat, like a $5.99 and $6.50 if you want to get nasty. And even the organic one's like only $8.99. But everyone you have up there, except for the ones in specific packaging, is $8 and some change. And I'm always gagged by that because I'm like, girl, the bird gets smaller and smaller and the price gets higher and higher. What is going on? This is the most obvious fan casted movie ever. Oh, but like toxic fan casted, like groper boards. Like what do you mean? Like, it's boo. Boo. Okay. Love you down. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Thank y'all for the tippy poos today. We may go and then some. Thank you for just listening to me ramble and rant about some of the hot topics that I wanted to talk about today, like movie trailers that were trash, artists that are pandering to certain communities as well as other things too, and also getting a good story time for me about getting to see Bob the Drag Queen and Sophia Cristal this weekend at the Punchline for Bob's comedy show. That was so good. Spending a little time with them backstage as well as having dinner the next day with Sophia. That was such a good time. Getting to see my friend David as well as Dash, and just having it was a little stressful of a weekend, but it was the best kind of stress because we had so much fun and everything else that happened as well. So like, yeah, it is again December 15th. Please make sure that you're closing out this year on some good energy, even if everything is not going your way. I literally have a leak happening right now that is not being fixed clearly, and they need to come and fix it. And I've been waiting for them to fix it. We still got problems. My dryer just stopped working. Hello. I gotta get them to come out and fix that. Until then, I gotta pay, the washateria that's going to dry my clothes. Everything can fall down, but everything also can pick back up. And sometimes things have to fall down because you weren't meant to have it in the first place. You were meant to be somewhere else doing something better, doing something that makes you really you, and something that lifts you up, takes you to your purpose. So don't give up, don't let go, keep on moving, keep on pushing. Criticism is an interesting form and way of letting people know how you feel, whether it is to lift them up or to break them down. But remind yourselves that it is you at the end of the day that has to see you, wake up with you, and handle you, and take care of you. And nobody else can do that but you. So be better to yourselves. Give yourselves more grace. I know I will be trying that as well. But you will see me again Wednesday for a Dead by Daylight game stream. I will be going live in the evening time. I will be trying to get all the good friends of the Jamar84s and the Dulia_noted persuasions. And if you want to be a part of that Dead by Daylight stream, let me know. I will be posting about it tomorrow early in the morning. I'm giving you a good 36-hour notice. So that way you can make sure to either reach out on the Discord, reach out to me, private message, and that way we can exchange information to where I can add you to the friends list on Dead by Daylight and you can jump in on the games. I plan on doing at least a 2-hour stream for that one. So don't think we're going to be there all night, but at least 2 hours of good time funs with friends as well as surviving killers. We'll be playing Survivor. But okay, everybody. Reminder, hit those links. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for being here today. And I hope everyone has a good one. Love y'all down, and really just hold on. We're almost done with 2025. We are almost done. Hang in there. We're almost done. But I'll see you Wednesday. I'll see you Friday. And if you're on my Patreon, you already know what's up. But shout out to all my babies on YouTube. Love you down. I'll shoot you a Discord friend request, Matty. Shoot it. I just turned my notifications back on for Discord. We're growing. I did the same thing for Instagram. I was missing so much of y'all's shit, but I hated all that dark stuff that I was getting. So yes, I'm a little bit more good in the head to like take care of my social media stuff compared to the last couple of months. So we good on that. Yes. Love y'all down. Love y'all down. Take care. Go watch It. Welcome to Derry. It was everything. Also, all the other recommendations as well. Love y'all so much. And I will see you for the next one. Goodbye.
Listen.